Attention Pioneer. The following instructional video is a summary of your impending duties as an exoplanetary pioneer for Fixit Incorporated. Fixit pioneers have 3 cyclical assigned pillars of work to ultimately accomplish project assembly. Use provided blueprints to build the necessary buildings. Chart the planet and gather resources to provide desired results and improve your infrastructure. Make sure to report any unusual discoveries to R&D for analysis. Expand your factories, outposts, and pipelines through automation and augmentation. That's it. Get to work and be effective. Warning, planetfall imminent. Please remain seated during full procedure. Atmospheric entry in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Planetfall procedure initialized. Ensure the integrity of your multi-purpose exploration suit is at 100%. Remember, efficiency first. Godspeed. Welcome to Planet Massage 2 ABB, your designated sector in the binary star system of Akija.
Hey gamers, welcome to Satisfactory. It is actually my pleasure to be bringing this game to you. I've put about 12 hours in a playthrough. I've reached the maximum level I can get to, and now I feel confident about doing a quick let's play. Now at this point, I can only get to tier 4 stuff, but they did announce on March 19th that they're going out with alpha, and they said up to tier 6, so there should be more content after this. So I'm not sure entirely what's going to happen, but if that is the case, we'll continue our let's play and add on the new 2 tiers that we got from the update. Anyways, glad you guys are here checking this out. Throw a like on the video if you like what you see, and let's get on with this. So our first objective is to actually dismantle our landing pod. We were sent down to the planet. Our objective basically is to get the space hook and then feed the space hook supplies so we can feed it back to our corporation. So our job is to take over this planet and industrialize it and send it all right back up. Anywho, let's get going on here, and we got to disassemble this thing. So we're going to press F to take that thing out and hold down our mouse button. Bam. Gave us some hub parts. We'll press Q to get out of there. Okay, so it's going to tell us that we're going to need our weapon if we're getting out of the starting area. It's right there. These things over here are a little deadly. I'm almost wanting to kill those things right away. We have to check out our area. We want to get close to iron. So we got to find iron nearby, and I do believe that's some right there. Oh, no, that's not iron. That is definitely not iron. That is iron. So normally what you have to do is you have to press the C button. That's your scanner. And it'll tell you what resources are nearby. What are we scanning for right now? Iron ore. So obviously it didn't ping right beside us because, well, it's right beside us. But there's another node 260 meters over there. Another one 274 meters. Is there any other ones around? Okay, no. Another one 346. So this looks to be our only iron node. Now you start off in different areas each game. This area is new to me, and the advantages of this area, it seems to me, is it's nice and flat. It's really flat. You can't dig the landscape or anything. You have to build with it, which is a challenge in with itself. But my other area had 3 iron nodes literally right there. So I'm going to send off another ping. Yeah, okay. Nope. Unfortunately, it looks like iron is going to be a little bit of a grind at the start, but that's okay. I'll accept the challenge for the nice flat area, and I know for I don't know for a fact actually, but last time, my last playthrough, coal was really hard to get to in my area. I had to go really far, but we appear to be really close to coal, which will be really nice too. But that's getting a little too far ahead. Our first objectives here is basically to gather some of this iron. So when you come up. Oh, this is not a node. That's why it's not pinging. I'm sorry. If you press C, it doesn't ping because it's not an actual node. Damn. So we'll probably actually have to settle maybe that way because it seems there's too close to each other over there, and that's probably a good idea. But for now, we're actually going to pick up this iron ore. Now this is pure iron ore, which means you'll actually get quite a bit from it for your efforts. Now if it was a node and you were banging at the node, you'd get the impure stuff. There we go. And it doesn't give you a lot, but it gives you a little bit to get going. So we're gonna head over towards those pings. Oh, and make sure we're paying attention too. Oh, and we're gonna grab tons of leaves. Tons and tons of leaves, because you need this ooh, let's grab some of that up. You need this for biofuel, which will fuel everything for you. We gotta look out for food too, because we really don't have much on the healing end right away. Oh, there's a bunch of iron, I think, right along there, but it does look like there is some enemies nearby. I meant to press E. There we go. So these things here are actually not too bad. Oh yeah, look at all the iron here. This is definitely where we need to start. It's pretty flat too, so we're pretty good to go. Look at this guy. So what this guy is going to do is he's actually going to charge you. I find the best way to deal with him, you got me, is to kind of do a jump thing. These things can boot you sometimes. Whoops. Did not mean to do that either. There we go. And he's down. So this is your basic weapon for almost all of the game. So you kind of have to get used to that. Now, in order to heal, I'm going to go ahead and put my nuts in my hand and shove them into my face here. They don't heal a lot, but they'll get you through those encounters. The good thing is, everything in the game from what I found, from my 12 hours in the one playthrough, was that nothing respawned. Like the trees didn't respawn, the leaves, the plants didn't respawn, and neither did the enemies. So once you kind of cleared them out, you're good to go, which is really nice. Yeah, look at that. We have 1, 2, 3 iron nodes right here. This is a perfect starting area, and it seems to be pretty clear of enemies, so we should be good to go. Now what we need to do is actually build the hub here. We'll open up our crafting menu, which is Q. And this is the only thing we can build now. When you can build something special, it'll show up under special. Once you unlock things, it'll show up down here. But we're gonna select our hub. And this thing actually gets to be quite big. And if you are actually planning on building something big, I actually kind of recommend throwing this thing off to the side. Right away, it'll be a little bit of an... Whoa, there's a guy over there. A little bit of an inconvenience right away. But if you kind of tuck it into a corner, you won't be... wasting space. So yeah, I think I'm gonna throw it about here. Then that'll leave me a bunch of open space right here to kind of build with and around. Sick. Okay, so I'm gonna right click it to get all of that. Nothing left in our builder menu to do. And we have unlocked our hub. Now our first objective is to actually upgrade this thing. So this is your hub terminal. This is what you'll be unlocking stuff with through your tiers. We don't obviously have anything at the moment, but we do need to build some parts at the bench. So right now everything's building by hand. You want to get out of this as fast as you can. I mean, automate yourself out of it, you know what I mean? So you're not doing it all by hand, it's just done by machine. Okay, so we're gonna click on tier 0, and tier 0 is your hub upgrade. So your first objective is to actually upgrade your whole hub all the way. So hub upgrade 1 gives you a crafting bench, equipment workshop so you can craft all your weapons and tools, smelter so that you can smelt your ores, Power lines, portable miners. These are nice right away because then you can run over and grab a bunch instead of having to do it yourself. The zapper, we already have one. Then you can make copper too once we find a copper mine, and it adds the scanner update for copper, so we can ping for copper. So this is going to cost us 10 iron rods to do. So we're going to actually select that milestone, exit out of this, go back to our crafting bench, and make up 10 of these by just holding the button down. There we go. Perfect. Put it in here. If you shift click on these, it'll actually just click it right into the machine. So as you can see, it filled this up. Now it says upgrade hub. Hold that button down, and bam, look at that. Now you'll notice there's a few new things around. We now have a personal storage, so I can start storing stuff. Like these things here, save these up, you'll need them for research. I'm not sure what they do exactly quite yet. There's some items that are not in the game yet, so you can research them, but you can't really do much with them yet. But I'm sure those will be added in as time goes. This is a little bit of an early access, but it's still as fun. It's fun as is in its state. There we go. Always make sure you have your weapon on you too when you're in a new area. These suckers here, if they attack you, they actually can't get on top of this, but you can't seem to stab down at them. So you can kind of jump down at them, stab them, and then jump back up. Oh yes, here we go. Okay, get distracted. Thinking ahead here. This is your biomass burner. This thing here is what will literally power your whole thing, right? You get a few of these right off the start with your base, but then you can build external ones from there. So we're gonna go over here, and I'm gonna take a quick look at this machine. Okay, so after you completely upgrade your hub, you get the biomass burner that you can use outside of the machine. So that's what you have to do for that. But in order to operate this thing, you actually have to use biomass. And the only biomass we have right now are all those leaves I told you about. Remember I told you to kind of pick them up as you go? You're going to need a lot of this. So what you do is you go over to your machine here. Don't worry about the trees either. You can remove those later. Press E, and then you just want to kind of shift click that right into your burner. Now what that will do is it will generate energy. It takes quite a bit of leaves to keep this thing going. It's going to be a little tedious at first. You're going to have to keep filling it until you upgrade. But for now it's generating 20 megawatts. So now that we've done that, normally there is actually a woman and stuff talking to you, but I've turned off the voice narration just because it is very loud and it's kind of interrupts the gameplay. But what we want to do is basically just like start building our crap. You can follow exactly the line there, but I want to get my iron and everything going away. So we're going to press Q, and we're going to start out by building our equipment workshop here. That is the other thing you have to add in. So these things, I find if you're wanting to go for a long term, kind of tuck them over into a corner where they're not really going to be in the way. You're going to have to run back and forth to them all the time, unless you build other craft benches. But it's telling us we're actually missing the components. We can't build this. That's why it's in red. So we need to make 6 iron plates and 6 iron rods. So I'm going to press Q to get out of that and build myself 6 of each. Alright, now that I have those, should be able to press Q and build that equipment workshop. There we go. It's not in red. And I'm actually going to choose to place it. I'm going to turn this around so that it's facing this because it'll actually look better in the end. There we go. There's a little walkway along here. And then there's like some stuff back here. I won't ruin it too much, but this position will be much better. Now, unfortunately, there's not much you can do about the grass up through it. You can build platforms and stuff and move this stuff later and put it on top of a platform doesn't have grass growing up through it, but this will do for now. So in here, you build your stuff like your portable miner. And these are the only things we have to mine with at the moment. So for this, we're going to need iron plates, wire, and cable. So in order to build wire, we're going to need copper, and we're going to need to build cable out of the wire too. So we actually got a ping for copper. So we're going to press C and hold that down. Slide it over to copper ore and ping that. There we go. How far away? 128 meters. That's not far at all. 383 meters. 561 sounds like garbage. Okay, so we gotta go this way over here and keep our eye out and try not to die. So I'm gonna be looking for food too. Doesn't matter too much later in the game, but we need it right off the bat. The only thing we have, like, you can sprint really quickly. There is no stamina, but you do have to eat food to get your health back up, especially at the start here. Okay, so it appears our copper. Here we go. So this is a copper node. It's, whoa. Looks like we got an enemy at it. I find often you have like 1 or 2 of these guys at these nodes. Okay, try not to. Woohoo, there he goes. What are you doing, buddy? You still charge me around this corner? Nice, I got him without him getting me. Haha. Come here, I want to see your face. Bring around the rosy. Hey, actually that seems to work quite well with these guys. Run around something small. You can't seem to handle it. Where you at? Holy crap, these guys are fast. Come here, bud. What the hell's he doing? Did I get him? There we go. It looks really intense, but it isn't. I'm just trying to avoid taking too much damage. So as I was telling you guys here, these big tall nodes, these are pure copper ore. You can actually take your axe to these and get rid of them, and then plant later on your mining stuff on top of it. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that. They gave us only 35 copper. Now, if you were to use this, you actually get less than you would off the pure stuff. It takes a little longer to take it out. So this is what you want to automate, is this. Okay, so that gave us, that's definitely more than enough, I think, to make some copper ingots. So let's head back towards home. Which way is it? There it is, right there. Can we see it from here? Oh, we can. This should actually be pretty easy to automate, I think. Oh, it looks like we got another guy here. Where is he going? He doesn't want any of this. Oh, I think he's backing up to charge. That's what's going on. Let's start. These guys too will literally chase you forever, so you gotta kind of deal with them. If you got them on you, unless you can run a really far, like really far away. Oh no, he got stuck. Okay, cool. Looks like they're gonna be derpy. I can deal with that. They're a little bit of a pain in the ass, but eventually I'll kill them all off. Okay, so what we want to do is make some copper ingots out of that. That's gonna take a second. Alright, so our recipe called for 8 wires and 4 cables. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think he's making in batches of 3. Yes, so we'll do it a couple more times. You get a lot more wire out of 1 ingot than like you do. It takes 2 iron to make an iron plate, by the way. So it says 2. 15 of 2. We'll go here. And it only takes 1 to make 3. Some stuff is expensive and will actually produce faster. Like wire, if you're auto-producing it, will actually produce a lot faster than iron plates. So it's really good to like triple up on the iron to make the plates and like run 1 copper at a time. It's all about efficiency too, I think. Anyways, we should have enough now to go and make that auto miner. So I'm going to go ahead and press that. There we go. Whoops, I'm sorry, we forgot to make the plates. We still need 4 plates. Basic stuff. There we go, and this is going to take a second to make the auto miner. The portable miner, I mean to say. Here we go. So we're going to grab that, throw it in our hand, and we're holding on to this sucker. So we can place this sucker anywhere on the node. So we can place it right there. It'll set itself up. I love the little animation it does. Takes a second to get there. And away she goes. So this thing's good. It doesn't require any energy. Doesn't require anything. It mines pretty quickly, but unfortunately, it fills up at 100, and there's no way to auto take stuff out of it. So these things are only temporary, and you need them to make other stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these other nodes too, and then empty this thing out. It should be empty by the time I take these nodes off. Alright, so I took those other 3 out, and we had another 50. So now we actually have a decent amount of ore. But keep that in mind, the easy ore is only a 1 go. So 1 auto miner should be good enough to go for now. But if we go to our station, we start trying to make our ingots. As you can tell, it's going to take a while doing this by hand. It gets a little tedious. Now, it is faster than doing it by machine. But automating it allows you to do other things and allow these things to build up at the same time. So our next step is to actually build ourselves a smelter. Now the placement of these don't really matter too much, at least for me, because we need 5 iron rods. Let's get that. these things here don't matter too much to me right off the bat because I'm gonna move them. So you can choose to be like, okay, I'm gonna permanently want them this way, but honestly, when you get into the later stuff, you'll be clearing stuff out. What you really want to do is start making a flat area once you get foundations. And look at these little guys. I've never seen these things before. These are brand new. All right, let's make that smelter. Enough messing around. Damn it. One smelter coming up. I had to make some copper too. So if we look at these devices, you'll see there's arrows going in and arrows going out. So like my mine's over here, right? And I think it's a better idea to have the materials going in closer to the mine and coming out away from the mine, right? So I'm gonna build that sucker there. Doesn't take too long. It's pretty much automatic. Nice. Now we have a smelter. Okay, so now the next challenge is this sucker needs power. This is what this sucker is for right here. This biomass generator. It's not burning anything right now because there's nothing connected to it, but we're going to press 2, and that's our power tool. So we're going to take a line out from here, but we're not going to connect it to that thing right away. What we're going to do, if I can get my butt out of here, is actually put a power line down. Oh, we need 2 cables to do that. Now, I'm going to make a bunch of these cables just because we really need them. So we're going to go 2, click on that power line, and click on there. Oh, we don't have concrete yet. That's right. Okay, so we're going to just power that right away. We can build a power line to it later. There we go. Now that thing is good to go. We're good to go. So it's powered. Now what happens is you go into it, press C to go into it, and you can tell it I want it to make iron ingots or copper ingots. So you have to set what recipe you want. This doesn't automatically start going. Even if you have a conveyor belt going into it, it won't automatically select which one. So we're going to go here, I think, with iron, so we don't have to do those ones by hand. And because we don't have anything going into it at the moment, we can take our iron ore, shift click it right into the machine, and over time, it's going to produce those ingots for us. All we have to do is come back, click on this, shift click it, and it goes right into our inventory. Alright, so that's our basics together. I don't think we really need to do much more for the next stage of the hub. So let's get this thing upgraded here. So for this, we're going to need 10 iron plates, 10 iron rods, and 50 wire, which isn't too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and whip those up in the machine here. Alright, so I got that together in the crafting bench, so we have more than enough of each. I built a couple extra. So I'm going to shift click the wire into it, the plates, and the rods. There we go. Accepted my rod. Upgrade that sucker, and bam, look at that. So we have some walls and stuff going on now. A couple lights, unless that light was there before. And we have a room in here. Now this room's under construction. There's really not too much going on in here, but it's slowly upgrading. And now if we take a look at the back here, you can see actually you can't really access the machine too easy. Oh, pellberries right there. Nice, we can eat those. How's my health? Yeah, let's eat actually one of those. We're gonna need these for research. So that unlocked us an extra 2 inventory slots, which is nice. The constructor, which actually makes those basic objects for you, like the rods. Anything that just needs an ore to be made can be made in the constructor. It unlocked the power pole for us so we can actually make them. Biomass, so we can put the leaves into compact piles that actually burn better, which we'll do right away. Some concrete, which we'll search right away. This one's actually underrated, so I'm going to build 2 of the auto miners, and once we find some rock, I'll drop them on the rock. We can ping for some limestone now, which is actually for the concrete, and we can make the upgraded iron reinforced plates and screws. We got a couple new objects, which I think we're going to need. Yeah, we're going to... Oh, no, actually, yes, we do need for the reinforced iron plates. So we're going to need some of those. So our first objective here is to get our biomass done, and then we'll go and search out concrete once I got a couple more of these made. Is this thing done over here? Oh, look at that, it's done. Let's pop in some more ore while we're talking. See, that was a lot less effort on my side, right? Okay, so I made up the portable miners right away just so I wouldn't forget. I tend to do that often. There is a to-do list, so if you go to like this object here and click your right mouse button on it, you can go to add to to-do list, and it says right there you can actually put it in here. Now I don't know how to set the limit. It says 0 out of 3. I don't know what that means, but at least it keeps it up there so you can be like, oh yes, that's what I was doing. Because I could be quite scatterbrained myself, but we're gonna leave that down there for now. And we're actually going to build that biomass. This burns at a better rate. So this here, it doesn't take too long to make. It's a little bit pain in the butt, but you don't have to keep as many leaves, and it's more compact, and it burns better. So we're going to go ahead and see what this machine's like here. Yeah, we're going to switch this out. I'm going to go ahead and switch these leaves out for the biomass. It'll actually burn better and longer. I think that's what it does. So I'm going to go and compound these leaves and then add them back into here. There we go, much better burning. So we are ready to ping for some limestone. I'm gonna have to go back up for some copper soon and probably actually place down another miner. But we'll get the limestone going right away, because once you have foundations and stuff, you can build a lot better. Because I like to keep a lot off of the ground. It just, building on a flat surface for me just works so much better. And that's what Hub Upgrade 3 actually brings us, is the foundations and crap. So we're not too far off that. It won't take as long to get past number 2. But let's go ahead, hold down C, and get this shit done here. There we go, limestone. Oh, how close? 70 meters. Right over here. There's literally some limestone right around the corner from us. That's sick. Is that where I seen the enemies? There's one. As long as it's one, we're good, I think. Ow. Ooh, it got me. He's got the zoomies. Yeah. Oh, that worked out well. Thanks for your shell. Alright, so apparently it's right over here. Oh, here it is. Right here. Limestone. This is beautiful, beautiful limestone. So what I'm going to do is throw 2 of the portable miners down here. I think you can throw 2 down. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here we go. It took a second to place. That was actually a little weird. I don't remember having that trouble last time. I'm thinking maybe there's only one place you can throw them down. Because like I ran around the whole thing, and then I came here and saw this come up. Oh, here we go. Because it went there. Okay. How weird is that? Okay, but we got 2 going. So it shouldn't take us too long to get some stone going on. Look at that. We already got 10 on us. So I'm going to run back here and check up on a couple things. We need those for the power poles. Now this is a pain in the butt because I powered this thing without a power pole, and I do not know of a way to get rid of a power line, because like you can only connect one power line to one thing. So if anyone else has actually played this and knows how to remove a power line from the object, that would be fantastic, because I cannot figure out a way at all. It just tells you can't connect more than one line. So you actually have to end up deleting the actual item and then setting a power line down. And there's got to be a better way to do that. Alright, so normally you try to automating some stuff, like it wants you to throw down some constructors and stuff and starting to get everything going. But I'm actually going to just kind of whip through the hub upgrades here and make them by hand while I have everything going. Because I really don't want to start placing stuff down until I have that flat area out. It's only one upgrade, so it's not too bad. How many do we have? 72 so far. So we're going to go hub upgrade 3. We're going to actually select that milestone and put what we have so far in there. We don't need any copper wire. That's good, so we don't have to hit up copper anytime until the next level. We need a few more iron plates, but I got some more iron ore going on. And I should grab some more out of the automated. And we're going to need some concrete, which isn't too bad. We'll go and grab some of the other stuff. And reinforced iron plates, we're going to have to make some nails and whatnot. So we need definitely need a ton more iron. But this thing's going to have to get scrapped anyways as soon as we start building the other stuff. Okay, I thought I had 100 iron in there. I guess I lied. So I went and grabbed it out of the portable one. So let's go ahead, and these things are probably full over here too. We'll pull out the stone from these guys. This is actually a nice little starting area. I like this one better than my last one, that's for sure. Okay, so we only got 100. I guess limestone's a little slower. I don't know if the rates are different on different ores. I would assume so, because of hardness, but I don't know. So we got to make some concrete. So we're going to do that in the craft bench here. And as you can see, not that hard. So for our reinforced iron plates, we're going to need 4 iron plates and 24 screws. So the screws are actually made out of the iron rods. So I'm going to go ahead and make up a bunch of those. I like having a little bit extra on me all the time anyway. That way you can build a few things on the fly if you need it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, throw that concrete in there. We're going to keep this on so I can make power poles and stuff need the concrete for the base. You're going to need that. And we just need the reinforced iron plates and some cables. And we're good to go. So I'm going to grab what we've made out of this sucker. 42. Nice. And make what I need for this. Oh no, I don't think we have enough copper. I might have to go run and just like grab a couple copper from up there. Because next round that thing's pretty much going to be automated. I shouldn't have to run back and forth to it. Yeah, look at that. We only have 9. Damn it, needed just a little bit more copper. So I'm going to go run and grab some copper, make the plates, and we'll get this upgraded. There we go. Got the iron plates made. Got the extra copper going so we can make the wire. I also made some extra cable because you need it for the power lines. It's always good to have on you. And I made the 2 reinforced iron plates, so that means we should be able to upgrade our hub now. What am I missing? Oh, a few of these basic iron plates. There we go. Now we can upgrade the hub. Bam! Nice. So we just unlocked a whole bunch of crap. Let's actually take a quick look at what we unlocked. Walls, ramps, conveyor poles, which are nice too. So we can get the conveyors going. And we got our foundations, which is most important. That's what I really wanted. Why does it say we unlocked biomass? Did we not unlock that on upgrade 2? We did. Maybe there's a different biomass block we can make now. I don't know why that's showing twice. That's a little odd. Now here is where we really want to start building. So the most important thing I'm going to get going is a nice flat area. And in order to do that, we're going to need a lot of this limestone, a lot of concrete. It's not too bad. It's like 6 concrete per, but it'll keep you running back and forth a little bit right off the beginning. But once you get that automated, you can start building and flattening out large areas pretty quickly. So I'm going to turn all of this into concrete, and we're going to take a look at placing down some foundations. Ah, okay. And now I realize what the other biomass was. It was the wood biomass. So the wood you collect now from the trees, you can turn into biomass too. And actually wood gives you quite a bit more compared to other stuff. Or compared to the leaves. Okay, so in order to start our foundations, you can see there's some more stuff on the side now. You can feel there's a new logistics menu now that we have the conveyor pole. This is selectable height, so you can put your conveyors higher if you need to, instead of just kind of flowing along the ground. This is all your foundations. Basically, right now in the game, there's only 2 foundations. There's one that's 4 meters high and one that's 2 meters high. I do believe they both lock to the same height, though. We're gonna start out our base with the 4 meter high sucker here. And then you have your ramps, obviously, so that you can get up to them without having to jump all the time. And then you have your basic 2 walls. There is more to come, but these are your basics. So you got your solid walls. I prefer these ones right here over these ones because it's a little weird placing them. You kind of have to be looking in a certain direction. So these ones here, if they end up like out of sync with each other, they actually don't look that bad. But these ones you can tell because one side's metal and one side has a cross on it. Although that can look pretty cool too. It's just easier to build with these ones. So we're going to select our foundation 8 meters. So I'm also going to look around here. What do we have right here? Okay, so this is just a rock formation. This is a rock formation 2. Now I'm wondering if I should actually build over this. Yeah, let's build it up. Actually, we're going to start our build at this height, so that we actually skip over anything in the landscape. So we don't have any landscape popping up through our base. We can go a pretty large area from here until we start hitting other things, which honestly we can start making individual buildings. Like we'll probably run over to that area pretty quickly. But we're going to press a Q, grab our 8 meter foundation, and try to look at about the highest point. Make sure it's buried, and build that sucker. So if we take a look down here now, we got a foundation at a nice height. Now, for space sake, I prefer, oops, I could have right clicked to get back into that menu. I prefer this one. This way I can run underneath it. When you do get vehicles, you can run your vehicles and stuff and everything else underneath there. So now this takes 6 each, so we should be able to build a fair amount. But it's going to take a few minutes because I'm going to have to keep running back to those machines and making concrete. But like I said, once you got this concrete automated, you can build like crazy. So we're getting a nice big flat area up there. Actually, a little bit bigger and then a ramp up over here somewhere. And we'll be ready to place all of our basic machines and start automating. We haven't even placed down any conveyor belts yet. Alright, let's get this ramp going here. So I'm going to bring up the build menu. We're going to go with the these ones here, the bigger ones. So as you can tell, if I try to put it down here, we're gonna hoop for that. So we're gonna have to go back in the build menu, place a foundation, actually snap it underneath that sucker, and we should be able to now snap this one here. Whoop! If we can get it turn around, there we go. Now to turn these objects, all you have to do is use the scroll mouse, or the scroll button on your mouse. The scroll mouse, that makes sense, right? And oh damn, look at that, it's not exactly flush to the landscape. This can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but in order to get around that, I'm gonna press F and actually destroy this thing to get supplies back. There we go. We got our 6 concrete back, so you can actually like claim stuff back and get your supplies back from these things. So don't worry about placing stuff and losing the items. So we are gonna build another ramp up in here. If I press Q, bring that menu back up. Let's see if we can. Ah, nice. Really easy to stick a foundation under there. And we will do, I guess, a 2-meter one. We don't really need to overkill it. Turn it around so it's facing that way. There we go. It changes a little bit, but at least it doesn't go like bam right into the ground, right? Kind of breaks up that slope a little bit. And because right now I really actually need the materials, I can come back later and fill this all in and like build walls down to the ground and make it look proper, like a nice foundation. But for now, this is purely functional, trying to save on the supplies. So we got a nice ramp up. Let's go see what this looks like. Beautiful. I'm gonna make another row down this side and another row down this side, and we're gonna start building our factory. Now I have to note too, I'm gonna keep this iron this thing going. It's a little tedious at first, like I said, you kind of have to keep going back and forth, but I'm gonna keep that going and keep this going too, because our next upgrade will actually give us a mining machine and we won't have to rely on those suckers anymore. That's actually what I really want to get out of. And the next upgrade, we'll actually take a look here. We get the storage container, which is quite useful too. The miner, which we can put down on the ground and power, and it gives us another inventory slot. And the material cost is actually not that bad. It's just a little bit of time clicking stuff. By now, like, they usually want you like automating stuff, but I way rather throw my time into getting a flat base going and doing it properly up there than having to like have Spaghetti City on the ground. There we go. I believe I'm confident that we have enough space up here to start right away. And then slowly over time, I'll keep going and emptying these suckers out. Don't worry about fall damage, actually. You don't really seem to get any fall damage at all. The vehicles didn't seem to have any fall damage, period. But I'm going to keep emptying these out just to make sure I can keep making concrete for this sucker over here. That will be automated sooner than later, like almost right away, so we can expand as fast as possible. You want to build flat and you want to build big. You can build multi-layers, but some of these machines and sequences actually take up a lot of space. You're going to need it. Alright, so I am running a little low on copper, so I think what I'm going to do for now, because this iron over here is like pretty much going to come right away. I'm going to go ahead and steal this portable miner. I'll press the pickup button, and we're actually going to go and drop that down on the copper node. That's also going to be automated pretty quickly here too. Empty these suckers out on my way by, just in case I forget, and up to the copper we go. There we are. Now, I'm going to need a little bit of copper while I'm here, so I'm going to go ahead and chip a few out, and then grab whatever that thing gets in the meantime, too. And there we go. So we have all the materials necessary to get that sucker going. Wasn't too bad building by hand. Honestly, it takes longer to get everything automated to get these upgrades than it does just kind of push through them and get all your stuff so you can just start building permanently once you know what you're doing. Okay, so we got you have unlocked hub feature, additional biomass generator. So what that did for us, this is one thing I always forget, is it unlocked a second generator for us. We can actually produce twice as much power now, which is nice. But we're not even really using much power. We just got that sucker going. That also leaves us with one more hub upgrade, which leaves us a biomass burner. Now, the one thing we are able to make, whoops, I'll press the crafting menu, is the miner. This is one thing we wanted. So for this, it's really cheap. We're going to need the portable miner. Actually, I'll bring it back up in the menu. It's a little easier to look at. Portable miner, 5 iron bars, and some concrete. Like I said, these things are really easy to actually make and cheap. So don't worry about misplacing them and like having to tear them back down again. It's not really that big of a deal. Now, I moved one. I should actually go and grab one from the cement area. Yeah, we'll go grab one from the over here and use that to make our first one. We're gonna get iron going right away. That's our first station or first ore we want to work on. All right, and we are ready to make our first auto miner here. These things are actually pretty badass. I'm gonna try to get this thing facing as straight towards a building as possible, just that way, you know, everything's nice and straight and tidy. There is a few tricks in the games you can do that, but you have to unlock different tiers and whatnot. So right away we'll do like basic tricks, and then we'll get into the more advanced stuff as we go. But we can now place down our miners. So we're gonna go ahead. Use the middle mouse button to rotate that. Make sure that the materials are actually going out towards the building and that it's kind of straight-ish with that building. It looks like it. It's really hard to tell, but I mean, you don't have much of an angle to go on. So we're gonna right-click that sucker in. Oh no, I did it all wrong. Let's try that again. There we go. Facing out, good to go. Left click that sucker in. And we have our first mining drill. Love this thing. But we gotta power it. We gotta get this thing going. So that's where this second burner actually comes into play. We can start building a power network now that we have power poles and stuff unlocked. So over time I've been grabbing leaves and stuff and turning them into biomass every time I have to go out and get copper and whatnot. So we have enough to run this machine fully. Actually, can I put more than 200 of those in? No, only 200 biomass piles. Okay, I think it's a lot more leaves. So this thing is good to go. It's not powered, it's not running, but it's good to go. So we're gonna press 2. That's our power. Click on it, left click on that sucker, and instead of going right to the building like that, it hooks up there, we're actually gonna place down a power line. There we go. Now, as you can tell, you only have 4 outputs on the power line. So one is already taken up by the power going into it. Another one is going to be taken up by continuing the power line if you need more power. Like, we're going to actually go ahead and I need to bring power over this building. So I should actually bring it up probably right. Oh, wait. No, we're going to build the biomass generator over here. So what I'll do is I'll actually bring this thing over by this other 2. You can go quite far with these things too. So if you really need to preserve materials and you're going over a really long distance, drag it until it goes red, and then you can get the max distance on it. Like, these things go crazy far. And you can wire stuff up from quite a distance too. Like, if you can see over there, it's telling me oh no, I can't put them over there. But if I was selecting the machines, there we go. I can't put any more power connectors to that. So you can get to them from pretty far. But let's get this sucker going. There we are. Beautiful, nice and powered. Now let's take another look at these suckers here again. They only produce 20 megawatts. Now if we take a look at this sucker right here, this thing consumes 5 megawatts. And it's producing iron ore for me now. Thank God. So this is our ore production. We're automated. We're good to go on the ore. I'm set up for more expansion, so I can put 2 more over here because I'm going to need to. This is pretty much your primary resource. You're going to need this for everything. Okay. So now everything else I want to build I'm going to actually want to build up here. So I'm going to want to build my smelters up here so everything's coming in on a nice line. So we have 1, 2, 3. So I think I'm going to actually set up my first smelter station right here. And then expand out this way with more smelters as we go. Because I want pretty much one smelter per one station. Keep it going as fast as possible. And we're going to have to power all this too. Keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my queue menu. And what do we need for that? We need 3 more iron rods. Not that big of a deal. Alright, so since we're actually moving our stuff up there, we're starting to build our permanent already. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that smelter and actually recover the supplies. And that opens up a whole new power bank to me too. Because this one here is going to power 1, 2, 3 smelters. That'll be 15 megawatts. Wait, was it 5 this thing took up? Yeah, it was 5. So that'll be 15. And that keeps it so the lines don't go over too. Because you can actually overload the lines and not be able to run. It'll actually stop the generator. Okay, let's go up here and build ourselves our first smelters. So I'm going to try to keep this thing as straight as possible too. I want it to look nice and neat. And choose a smelter. If you look at the arrows, it's facing the right way actually. You want to go in and out. Leave a little bit of space between the wall so that you can have room to play around with your conveyor belts. And should be good right about there. Smelters right about there. Kind of in between the block a little bit. Good enough. We'll put it there. This game is a little difficult to get stuff lined up, but you can make it look good. Okay, awesome. So obviously this thing's not powered. We're going to have to power it for now. Just to keep everything automated. So I'm actually going to cheat off that line and hook it up to here. Now, once I get the machines going up here, I'll actually have to destroy that one and then redo it again, which is pain in the butt. So try not to do this too often, unless they come up with a way to undo it, which they probably do, and I'm just being an idiot and making myself a lot of work. But whatever, it is what it is. It's time to get some conveyor belts going. So these suckers are easy and kind of really satisfying to get going. So as you can tell, if we go this way, it'll keep going, but we can actually run up here and it'll say it's encroaching clearance. So what we'll do is, for now, this will change later once we get some specialized wall blocks. We can always take this out and put it back in. There we go. Look at that. The iron's starting to pour out of there. Nice. I'm going to take this and slap it right into there. Oh, how straight was that? Not really straight, but oh well. It is what it is. We can fix it up later. You get wall blocks that you can run a conveyor belt through, and it actually straightens stuff out all really nice. So there we go. So this thing here should start automatically producing. We're going to go iron ingots. I almost forgot to do that step. It should start producing. Yeah, look at that. It's just like piling right into there. And then we can actually take from the output. We can put a little bit of a conveyor belt out. You can see it comes out as finished product when you're done. You can actually come here and grab it if you just need a couple. Or you can go into the machine. Once it fills up that conveyor belt, it'll start stacking up in here. And take them out of here for now. But we want to build an assembler. Our constructor. There we go. For this sucker, we're going to need 3 of those reinforced iron plates. So those things take a few steps to build. We'll go over and take a look at this here. There we go. So for our reinforced iron plates, they're going to need 4 iron plates and 24 screws. So we need 1 more of those suckers, damn it. What are we out of? We are out of screws. That's okay. We can make a few more of those. There we go. Now we should be able to build our assembler. Why do I want to keep calling it assembler? It's a constructor, right? Constructor. There we go. So now if we take a look at this, oh, it's still facing the right way, which is actually kind of sick. But you can't place it here because the conveyor belt is there. So we're going to go ahead, destroy that conveyor belt. And as you notice, it actually put the iron ingots in my inventory too. It leaves behind this. You can take that away. So you can actually place your conveyor belts and then remove these legs after if you want to conserve materials if you're getting a little short on stuff. So you actually don't need those supports there. They're actually, nothing in this game conforms to physics. So you can pretty much do whatever you want. But we're going to build this constructor now, and I pretty much want it to come right out of there. So you can see there's a little blue line that kind of runs between the machine. If you press Control, it actually locks it to that line, so you can slide it back and forth. So that'll mean it's in perfect center with that machine right there. There we go. So I want it to only, I think, come out a bit. Whoops. Let's take a better angle at this. Sometimes it's a little hard to see with the angles. You have to be really careful. Did I do that right? Sometimes I mess that up. Oh, it looks like I did it right. So if we take this to go into that, there we go. Nice straight conveyor belt. Nice and straight. Perfect. See, this is why I say you're going to want to build big and a lot of foundations. I could probably actually empty that thing out over there if I was being 100% efficient. You know what? Screw it. I'll be right back. Alright, now that we got this thing powered, we're going to have to get this thing powered too, but I'm not too concerned about that yet. We're actually going to push into number 5 so that we can make a biomass generator and just keep our power up here and nice and tidy. It stops from wires being all over the place. That's the one thing that's going to drive you nuts in this game is how many wires there are. They'll be all over. But if you press E, this thing works like the smelter does. You have to select what you want to make. So I'm going to want to make iron plates because you need a lot of those. You go through a lot. You need them for the conveyor belts, the walls, everything. So it's going to be, once this is powered, it'll get going. So we're pretty much set to go. I should expand out this way because I'm going to want one to make the rods. Actually, another one to feed into this, sorry, to keep this going like crazy. It's a little backed up at the moment. But once you get the stuff going. So we're going to have to build 2 more of those machines and build out this way. Future plans. Let's go see what number 5 takes. This one's going to be a little more difficult. We're going to need 500 wire, 150 rods, and 150 iron plates. So I'm kind of thinking, because I have to do a little bit of running back and forth, especially for the iron. For now, I'm going to just get a power line going off this other generator too, the one that we're not using. This way I could just disassemble it afterwards. I just assemble the whole power line. There we go. This will work. Bang. Instead of like trying to drag another wire off that one going there, I just power drives me nuts. So 2, left click that into that. There we go. Now this thing's powered and it is making plates for us, which are actually probably be the biggest pain in the butt to make by yourself right now. So that's automated. Now we have plates coming. And we can make the rest of our stuff by hand. I'm going to go and grab the copper out of the mining machine that's over there. We don't have enough plates going yet, I think, to automate the copper, but it's not too far away, so we're not too far off. Ooh, look at this big old guy walking along. He's got a tiny head and a big old body. These things here really don't bother you. They can be a pain in the butt because I've had them actually walk up ramps and stuff and kind of just chill there and be in your way. I haven't tried attacking one of these things. For some reason, I think all that thing has to do is just lay on you and you're done for. So I don't think they're aggressive. I've never been attacked by one, and I've ran between its legs a million times, so I don't think they're too bad. But I did get a lot of progress done here. I have enough copper to hand in the rest of this copper wire, and I'm just kind of waiting on iron here to fill in these suckers. So in the meantime, I'm going to keep my concrete going. I keep grabbing all that thing over there, and I'm going to expand out that way so I can accommodate for those other iron when we need to. Alright, so this thing has actually made now a considerable amount of iron plates, which is good. We have almost 100 stack there. So I'm going to go ahead and actually tell this thing now to make iron rods instead, because I think we need 150 of those. So we'll let this go now that we have enough plates, and while I'm waiting for that to produce what I need, I'm going to go and expand my foundations out this way a little bit. I have quite a bit of concrete we've gotten over time. Whoops! Damn it, I clicked all the way over there. My bad. Oh well. At least we can break that down to get the supplies back. Can I actually do that from here? Is it close enough? It is, look at that. I don't even need to go all the way over there. Awesome. Okay, so I was actually wrong about that. We need 150 iron plates, but I do have some iron ore on me. So I'm going to go ahead and just actually make the extra plates that we need. Alright, I think that's definitely wide enough for now, but we do have a little bit of time while that's cutting down. So I think for aesthetics sake, what I'm actually going to do is start putting some walls on this sucker to make it look proper. Now, you can't clip to the half foundational wall like that. So what I usually like doing is starting the one wall, and then once it's made, kind of clip underneath it and bring it right down to the ground, just like that. And if I don't want that upper wall, I can actually get rid of it. Buildings are really, really easily modifiable as you go, so don't be afraid to place stuff and then remove it later. Now, once you do have that 2 wall, if you don't want to use the one above, you can also try to clip the sides too. But these walls, they do use 4 plates each. So keep in mind that you're going to be having to pump out plates if you're going to want to be building walls. But they do look good and kind of make it... See how it's starting to look like a building now? Not just a floating platform? Alright, so I still have a little bit more time to kill in between here. I don't want to really build too many walls at this point because I need those plates. We need conveyor belts. We need everything else. Walls are more of like something to build once you have your production going on like crazy. So I'm still out here kind of grabbing leaves and stuff as I go and turning it into biofuel, because you'll start going through a lot of this and you'll want it. You can upgrade it later, but hey, it is what it is, right? And I'm gonna grab some copper while I'm up here. What I've been doing for this is literally just doing like a little bit of a run by, jumping, grabbing the copper, and because there's like no fall damage, I found that I can bounce kind of like that, take no damage at all. Nice little bit of a shortcut over this way. So I'm going to kind of keep doing the rounds, keep producing stuff by hand here, and hopefully we'll be able to upgrade this pretty soon. We only need 60 more. That's not so bad. Alright, there we go. So enough time has gone by that I was able to make the appropriate stuff, and bang! Hub upgrade 5. So a whole bunch of crazy stuff is going to happen here. We got new buildings, we got player upgraded. It's going to show you an exclamation mark, something's new about this. And look at this! Check this sucker out. Isn't this so cool? This is part of your research stuff. You need this for research. Every time you do a research, it'll send this thing off in the air, and then come back a few minutes later and you can do another research. So we're going to take a quick look at the research. You can research a lot of stuff, I find, but not all of it actually has applications in the game yet. But it's always fun to go and check it out. So obviously it's like exclamation mark, it's new. Come back here, we got a room going on now, by the way. We got a whole bunch of monitors in here. You can come look at this if you ever want to check out some Easter eggs. Not going to ruin that crap for you. But here we go. So this is our molecular I can't say that. Anyways, it's a machine that's a doohickey that makes stuff so you can research it. Anyways, you can take stuff now. Anything you find, you'll be able to research it, right? Like right now it says we do some research on the pale berry. So we're going to go ahead, pop the one pale berry we have in there, and it'll take 5 minutes to research. Now, this thing's kind of slow. I always kind of forget to come back to it, but you manage to kind of get them done over time. They do unlock new stuff, it says, that you can build. Like some of the stuff you can build, but I'm assuming it's for the higher tiers eventually. Anyway, moving on. We are done with tier 0. Tier 0 is absolutely done, which means we can now go and start moving up the tiers. As of today, the largest tier you can get to is tier 4. You can't get past there. So, or tier 3. You can see tier 4, but you can't unlock it. So we're going to play as far as we can in this playthrough as possible. If it game comes out and it goes further, then we'll continue this playthrough and we'll keep going from there, which will be pretty cool. So I'm building this one here in hopes that I'll be able to continue the game straight through, and we'll keep coming back to it as they add in. Anyways, let's stop looking at the research because those are for other episodes. We can now fully create ourselves a self-sufficient factory in here. So my first objective is to actually get some power going on. So if we look up power now, I can build a biomass burner. These are actually a decent size. So for this, we're going to need 10 plates and some tubes. So I'm going to actually go ahead and switch this thing back to plates because, yeah, we're good on tubes for a while. So let's switch that over to plates. There we are. Good to go. I think it'll be making plates for us slowly over time. And we needed how many of those? 10, I do believe. I can make these by hand, but I'm going to sit here and stare at this instead. Alright, biomass burner. Now, I haven't really figured out the best way to kind of get these in production. Now, I want to build, because we have 2 iron mines over there, I want to build 2 more of these things. So what I might do... Oh, we can't afford it. Oh, I forgot the copper wiring. But I don't want it like up front blocking any of this. So what I think I'm gonna do is actually I'll do a row of burners right over here. We'll do some burners. So I'm gonna get rid of this. This will actually stop our production and go and get the other extra copper wire we need. There we go. It's greenlit. Now we can actually see it. So where is my entrance here? I know this is the entrance. So I want to kind of build this thing off to the side of the entrance so it's not in the way, but also be as space efficient as possible. That'll give you enough room to move around it. Yeah, right there, facing that way. Perfect. Now we have our first power generator. So I'm going to walk up to that thing, slap in a good old stack of biomatter, and you can see it goes into the shredder. Clever. So another step we need to do then is to actually take this sucker out, because this is powering that sucker over there, and I want to get rid of this wire. There we go. And we're gonna have to rewire this sucker over here. So I only need one of these things now. We only need one of these things running to power all of these machines. There we go. And bang, it's back. So this is powered again, running. Now we need to go up there and make sure everything is hooked up to a circuit up here. And this is where the power lines start getting a little tedious. So I think the best way to do this is to actually run the power lines, if I can, in between the machines, just kind of like that, after I place them. Because if I place this here, I actually won't be able to throw the conveyor belt in with that in the way. But you can put that there with the conveyor belt beside it. So it kind of works out that way. So we got power going there. Then we want to split it off to 1. And then 2. Keeps it nice and clean looking too, right? We can continue it down that way for the other 3 machines we want to get going. And we have full production, right? From power to drilling, to smelting, to production. Now, what we have to do next episode here is build 2 more of those buildings, power them up, get it going into this building here, and in tandem with these ones here. So we're going to build 2 more of these things to match the 2 down there. We also want to automate our concrete too. This one's not so bad. You put a miner down there, a drill, take it up here. What we'll do is probably expand this way actually and make it close to that thing so it doesn't have to go too far. And build a lot of storage for it, because you do want to kind of bulk up on this. You are going to need it for some of the bigger projects later on, and to just constantly expand your base, because that's going to become a crazy thing. So I'm glad you guys came to check out this video. If you want more, hit that like button. If you watch this video to the end, let me know in the comments just by saying I'm satisfactory. I'm satisfactory. That's so stupid. Just say, hey Skippy, I know what you mean. Say something like that. Some people won't know. Some people copy comments. I don't want copy comments. I want you guys to let me know without cheating, right? Anyways, I'm having a blast with this. I can't wait to make another episode. I'm literally going to go edit this, render it, and then start another episode right after. I want to build more. I want to expand more. Even though I know there's a hard limit right now, I'm still kind of motivated to make this series, because I think you guys will be excited about this game too. And I can't wait to see the stuff you guys make. But anyways, guys, as usual, stay classy, always back up them game saves, and I'll see you in the next episode or over on Discord. Peace out, and have a good one.